Alrighty, welcome to the podcast. So, first podcast for Lance and I. Moral of the story, we're not going to be your normal basic podcast. It's going to flat out be some stories, some background, but we're going to get these topics in and out in a 15-minute span. And then we're going to move on to the next topic. We're going to hopefully get these podcasts in the realm of 30 minutes. So, you're going to have some backstory, some stories, but we're hitting topics. We're hitting them hard.
Getting after it.
What's the first topic we got?
First topic we got lined up is going to be feeding deer outside of deer season in the state of Illinois, which technically you're not supposed to do. It's illegal because you're not allowed to bait, feed deer at all. I mean, you have food plots, but you cannot have supplemental feed in Illinois as you can in other states.
So, like, for us, I don't like that we can't do it.
No, I think our opinion is pretty much the same on, like you should be able to supplement the deer through the wintertime. You're not hunting them, so it's not like you're baiting the deer. Yep. You're just trying to give them the nutrition they need to get through the winter, honestly. Like, this winter hasn't been bad, but, you know, you get heavy snows and stuff, and you're able to supplemental feed those deer. It's going to help them in the long term, you know, help with disease and help them hopefully stay healthy through the winter into growing their antlers next year.
And, like, obviously you and I, like, we live pretty close to Iowa. We work in Iowa. But I don't like how we're literally separated by a freaking river, and then you have Tiffany and Lee Lukowski, and then you have Jury Brothers, and they're just flooding the fields with corn and hay, and everybody just flat out, it seems like everybody, a lot of freaking states around us allow you to feed outside of the hunting season, and it's just like the same thing. It's like, why are you letting them feed outside the hunting season, but in Illinois, food plots are not baiting.
Yeah.
Food plots are not, you're not helping the deer in any sort, you're just feeding the deer, but it's not like a baiting, and it's not like an out of season thing.
When it's really the same thing almost, if you think about it. I mean, you're giving them food in a specific location. It's just not a pile of food. It's a more broad spectrum. But yeah. I mean, you got Iowa right across the river that, you know, they have feeders and all this stuff that they can do. But you come here and it's like, no, you're not allowed to feed the deer outside the season. You know, they got to survive on their own, whatever. And then you go to you go to your farm kids stores around here, and guess what they got? They got your mineral blocks, they got feed, they got everything. It's like, well, why are you selling it, throwing it into people's face when technically
have you ever looked that up? Why do Illinois, like, just because we live in Illinois, why do they allow you to sell that? Farm King Bass Pro. Like, have you ever looked into that? I never have.
Not really.
I feel like that's like complete rigged. It's stupid. Like, it's a rigged system. Like, if you buy something, police are going to show up. Like, as soon as you walk out the door, like, all right. It's like,
and then you walk into one of those stores and you're in line or whatever, and you see a guy over there, like, well, what are you using it for?
Yeah.
Technically, you're not supposed to have it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of stupid. I don't know. Especially when they sell it like during the season. Like, you know, people are buying it and using it.
You know how many times I've gone in there to buy a bow hanger, and some dude sitting over there with like 2 bricks of mineral in his hand.
Yeah, I'll just feed my cows.
I'm just like, I'm like, dude, I ought to lock you up right now.
Yeah, no, I don't understand why they allow you to sell it if I mean, you can't use it, but that's just one of those things that's like, what advantage are you gaining for hunting wise when it's not even season unless you're a poacher, I guess, but like, I'm not gaining an advantage to feed the deer out of season except to get them through to next year. So,
and like, obviously those deer can come and go as they want.
Yeah, deer have a mind of their
own. Like, you put a mineral block out, you put liquid mineral, you put bags of corn or whatever. They're not just going to be in a 100-foot area, like living there wherever you put that mineral. Like, they're going to come and go. Like, there's no guarantee. Okay, you put that mineral out right there. Oh, that 180 inch, he's coming back next year. He's going to come right by that spot. Right. There's no guarantee.
No.
Like, you're literally helping the freaking deer survive.
I mean, look at the actual food plots that we did. We did food plots and hardly ever got deer in them.
Yeah.
But, like, the deer that we did see, like, we had camera pictures of, it's like they weren't in there every day. Like, you might see them once and then, like, never see them for a month.
No, we
definitely don't see them when we're hunting.
Yeah. We'd be at work, pack 6 does, man, go in there Friday evening, and then they won't be there for like days. And so then it's like there's no consistency with it. I don't
unless you have just an absolute crazy amount of acreage, I guess, that you have multiple plots on and you know the deer are staying on that one property. Like, there's not really that much advantage. I mean, yeah, we still do food plots because it's like late season, you might get that chance where the deer find it.
Yep.
And they want to kind of come around if they're circling through that area. But it's like, you're never guaranteed shooting a deer off a food plot even.
No, and we've done how many food plots? We've done 2 technical food plots, and we've bought corn and beans from the farmer two years in a row now.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was not a guarantee every single time we went in there.
Nope.
Like by any means.
No, we didn't even shoot a deer off the beans. We shot that doe out of the corn when we were standing in it, but
yeah, for shotgun season.
Yeah,
that was pure luck.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So I think honestly, Illinois needs to look at their stuff and just be like, if they're so big on trying to fight EHD and CWD and stuff, and they're like, well, if they want to claim, well, they're going to get it if they go to the same spot, whatever. I don't really believe that's 100% true either, but that's another topic,
Yeah.
But like, if they're so big on it, why not give deer the nutrition they need to hopefully get over disease and sickness and stuff like that to get them through the winters and stuff. So I honestly believe that we should be allowed to feed deer.
And you think of it,
after season.
For how much time and effort you and I put in year after year and how much love we have for the sport and everything, it's like they penalize us to say, hey, you went this far, but we're not going to help you in helping the deer that you might have one opportunity at next year.
Right.
You put in all that time, hunting season, you get nothing out of it. You learn, but you weren't able to harvest a mature buck. But there's a mature buck there that comes and goes. And it's like, man, if I could get him to next year and really put a solid game plan together to get him through the winter, circle back. Now you put mineral out stuff. You start really focusing. Okay, hey, is he summer here? Does he live here all year round or not? Then you go into fall, and it's like he's only on the northwest corner.
Right.
He's never come down the southeast side because we had mineral there, we had feed there. He never came. It just like penalizes us like Illinois guys.
Yeah.
It's like you could just if you're watching this, you live in Illinois, put in the comments what you honestly think of this topic. Do you think you should be able to feed outside of season and help the deer get through the winter and through the summer? And if you live in off season nutrition state,
where you can feed them,
where you can
literally have feeders out there feeding your deer.
Yeah, you can feed outside of state. Like, leave in the comments if you do and like where you live, because that's all we ever hunted was Illinois, and that's just a topic I guess we don't agree on.
We really only know Illinois, Iowa, and Missouri, because we work in Iowa and Missouri sometimes, so we know, like, talking to people and stuff, like, you obviously you can have feeders and stuff like that, and you can feed a deer and stuff like that. Missouri's a whole different animal down there. But that's
a different breed of back roads, dude. No offense to you Missouri people, but working down there, we've seen some stuff.
But yeah, I don't know. I honestly just feel like, I don't know, Illinois is just kind of behind on everything. I feel like they want to try to be a top whitetail state, but like, if you're not going to try to help your deer herd, how much are you really gonna?
It's crazy. It's crazy how you say that, because who wants to spend a couple $100 to go hunt Illinois out of state?
Yeah.
That's a different topic for another podcast.
That'll be another topic, out-of-state hunting. That is for sure.
Okay, so that's more or less wrapped up. So we're gonna keep moving. This is how our podcasts are going to try to be laid out, more or less. If you're watching this, it's not going to be Rochambeau, you're going to hear some stories here and there, then it's going to be an hour and a half in, and it's like, this is not what I came for.
Yeah.
We want it to be right to the punch.
To the point, so you get what you want. Yep. Give us your input on it. And hopefully, we'll grow off of your guys' input and keep on doing topics that actually interest people.
So we had feeding outside of season. What was our second one for this podcast? We had feeding and
the baiting states.
Baiting states.
Baiting during season.
Yeah. That's touchy. And I don't know how I 100% feel on that, because I've never hunted like in Ohio where you can go and bait during season. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't, because I look at it like, hey, if you want to bait, then go out there and grind it and put a food plot in.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
I guess to an extent, that's how you and I have always done it. We just do what we can
to make a food plot.
Yeah, deal with what we're given.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, it's like you sit there late season, you're like, man, if I just had a bag of corn, how much would my odds go up?
Yeah,
if I was a baiting state.
Like, when we're sitting there and you're in a tree stand late season, you're like, those thoughts are going through your head.
And you wish you were tagged out.
But then you're, yeah, no kidding. You wish you were out there freezing your balls off. But it's like, okay, if I had a pile, freaking 10 pounds of corn right there, I haven't seen a single freaking deer all day. How much would that corn do for me? You know?
Yeah. So it makes you wonder. It's like, I haven't seen anything since 10. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. How much does that change the game? Like if you had corn or...
I can't say I'm against it.
I don't know.
It's just like...
I don't think I'm against it. I know Kentucky. I know they bait.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm against it because in a way, if you're a baiting state and you go in to bait, you're leaving so much more scent if you do it consistently. And you live close enough to your farm.
You're in and out constantly.
So you're leaving scent trail and then...
And you're not guaranteeing that the deer are going to find you.
No, there's no guarantee.
I mean, yeah, you might have trail cam pictures of deer that are constantly going through a spot, or you might know deer are constantly going through somewhere, but it's like, there's no guarantee a deer's going to come there. So, I mean, it's kind of just basically like a food plot, only it's more condensed down. It's not a bigger area. You know, you got 5 foot section where deer are 15 yards from your stand or whatever, but then you still got, I mean, you still got all these factors. Wind, like what if your wind's wrong?
And you go in and out. I mean, you got to think, opening up a bag, that's loud.
Yeah.
You know, if you go in like, okay, hey, let's get out there at 2:30. We're going to hunt from 2:30 to 5:30 when it gets dark. Hey, man, bring 20 pounds of corn, brother. You go out there and you rip it. Yeah. You know, does that scare them? Because you go out there, you rip it open, you throw it all around, and then you got to get rid of the bag. So you take the bag to the base of your tree stand. That's going to make noise from the time you walk from here to there, and then you get up, and it's like, are you shooting yourself more in the foot by making more noise and leaving more scent, or is it kind of equal out?
Yeah, and it's like, well, especially if you go out there and bait right before, you know, say you're going out to hunt, and you're like, oh, I'm going to throw some corn out there. Those deer don't know that corn's there.
Yeah, no.
So it's not like they're going to walk right to it. Like, they might meander around. And obviously, they have really good noses, so they might smell it or something. But it's like, they're not guaranteed to walk right in front of it. So, I don't know. I'm not really against baiting states, I guess. Or baiting deer, I guess. I don't know. I never hunt. But, I mean, if I'm going to go hunt a state that allows baiting, why wouldn't you bait, honestly? Like, it's legal. If it helps you gain a little bit of an advantage, why not?
Yep. I mean, and you can buy those corn pellets and everything, like they have them like seasoned in like apple or like flavors or whatever. Right. So you know that scent's going to get up in the air, and that might push them more towards your property than the neighbors. But I know just from watching videos and stuff, they see a corn pile, they are sketched out because they know, oh hey, Ricky died here last week. You know, like they know. Like, but I mean, I would 100% like if you and I did over the counter, let's just say in Kentucky. I don't even know if they do over the counter in Kentucky or Straw State. I don't know.
I don't look in Kentucky much, I guess.
But like, if I went there, 100%, we're stopping at Bass Pro, picking up $50 worth of feed, and we're gonna go rep it.
Yeah, like and I guess I haven't done my research a lot, but like the states that do allow baiting, do they allow it on public land? Or
that's a good
question. You only bait on private land? If you guys know, anybody watching this, if you know. Throw it in the comments. Like, if you're hunting Kentucky public land, you're not allowed to bait. Like, I really honestly don't know. So it's one.
I never thought of that. Like, I never thought of that.
It's a private land thing, but still, I mean, I don't see a huge competitive advantage from baiting. But then again, I mean, look at how people hunt bears. You know, when
they bait them.
Sweets and stuff, they bait them in.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I guess I can't really. I mean, I feel like bears a little bit different than deer, but I don't know. I've never hunted a bear either.
I would say if I'm not against it. That's all I can really say.
I'm not really gonna. I mean, I can't hate.
And you and I
does it when it's legal in the state.
We've legitimately never had this conversation. Like you and I kind of know where all of our topics lie between like your opinion and my opinion, but we've never actually really hashed out like the whole baiting thing.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I will say, if I see something on like Instagram or Facebook or something, and they're like, "Oh, I killed this deer over bait," a little part of me is like, "All right, well, cool." Yeah. But then you sit there and you think about it, and you're like, "Well, what advantage does that really give them?" You know, like maybe that deer. That's the first time they've ever seen that deer.
Yeah.
So
is that 15?
That would have been 15 minutes, but
so we just hit like two topics
in 15 minutes.
Okay, let's keep it rolling.
We're pretty good.
Okay, so we're both in the air about the whole baiting situation.
I wouldn't say I'm either or. I mean, obviously we can't bait in Illinois, but like the states that do allow you to bait, I wouldn't. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know?
Yeah. I mean, if Illinois legalized it, I'm doing it.
You can't trash talk somebody for doing something that's legal.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Now, let's just say theoretically, you're watching a YouTube video. You've never seen these guys before. They go into a right to bait state, and they bait and they shoot, let's just say like a 170. what's your first thought? Is your first thought like he shot over bait?
Or it might be. It might be.
mean,
honestly, yeah.
that kind of makes you almost second guess what you originally think until you see it, and then you're like, he shot over bait. That's not ethical. That's not trying. Right. That's not a challenge. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true.
It's up in the air. That's the way I kind of look at it. I'm like, would I judge myself if I shot a mature deer 4.5 up over a bait pile? Like, is that a challenge? But it is a challenge. You know?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you think about it.
Like, I mean, technically it is a challenge because you're leaving scent, you're making noise, and there's no guarantee that mature 4.5-year-old 160 finds that bait pile.
Yeah, I mean, look at.
There's no guarantee.
We had standing beans this winter, dude. Not a single deer hit those beans. Any hunt we had.
Yeah.
None. Mm-hmm. And there's no beans around the area.
There's nothing.
There's no crops left. I mean, obviously deer still browse in fields that are picked that aren't.
Yeah.
But there's legit a field. I don't know how much of an acre or so. I don't know how much of it he left us.
Over a quarter.
So,
but, I mean, you're talking like 60 by like 40. I mean, it's a big freaking chunk.
And it's like, we didn't have a single deer out there. So, I don't know. I don't really have I'm set in this way, like I hate baiting or I don't, because I never really had to encounter it personally, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I will say, like, if I'm watching a video or something and they're like, oh, I shot this deer over bait, me, myself, personally, I might be like, if I were to shoot the deer over bait, would I be like, well...
Yeah.
Kind of
would you
shot over bait, but then again, I shoot a deer over a food plot. So
this could go around in circles for days.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not set in one way or another, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
What is your guys' opinion? If you have any opinions, you absolutely hate bait, let us know. If you think, well, why not do it? If it's legal, then let us know that too. And if we're talking like a bunch of idiots, let us know that too.
Yeah, and if food plots are baiting, let us know. I don't think they are, but in a way,
could it be?
You have mowed corn compared to 20 pounds spread out out of a 15-yard radius. Yep. What's the honest difference right there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good take.
So that went off.
Yeah.
We're going to keep going.
Yeah.
We got easily.
Really quick.
We can get one more in. How about your view, my view on the whole crossbow situation? I know you have that written down there.
Yeah, crossbows is definitely on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a solid topic that I think every person that archery hunts has an opinion on.
If you're watching this, write in the comments. If you want to, what's your view on crossbows? That's what we're going to go over right now. I am firmly against crossbows unless you are unable to pull your minimum draw weight, which ours, I think, Illinois is 45 pounds. Yeah. If you cannot draw 45 pounds, whether you are disabled or you are 12-year-old, 8-year-old, and you obviously can't pull 45 pounds, then you can, to me, you should be able to legally use a crossbow. Like my dad, 2 rotator cuff surgeries. He ain't ever pulled a bow. He can't start a chainsaw. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's a bad deal.
So, like,
that's a bad deal.
No, he's been hunting a crossbow for 7-8 years now.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty. But
I'm telling you right now,
pretty firm.
If you're like 30 years old and you can draw a bow and you're using a crossbow, dude, that gets me fired up.
I'm pretty firm on the whole crossbow hunting thing too. I don't agree with crossbow hunting. I know people that crossbow hunt, but like I don't. My dad, I'll give him as an example. My dad had just switched to a crossbow, I think 2 or 3 years ago. My dad's
he's pretty new to it.
I think he's 51. So, I mean, he's not like old, but he's not like young. And I mean, you get weaker with age. I feel like there should be an age restriction on it. I don't think, somebody like myself or Noah, who shoots 70 pounds, should be hunting with a crossbow. I just don't agree with it. If you are older, then I could see, using a crossbow. Mm-hmm. Even the younger, like kids, in my honest opinion, if you want your kid to go out deer hunting, which I take my kid, he's 3 years old, I took him this year, I take him shotgun hunting. That's what you do. Take him shotgun hunting.
Yeah.
Don't start a kid with a crossbow. Because guess what? That's, to me, is not archery. Mm-hmm. I'll straight up say it. I don't think it's archery because I didn't start shooting a bow till I was, I think, 16. And I started with the PSE Surge.
Yeah, you're talking like $250 bow from Bass Pro. Just like an entry bow.
But like, and I killed a deer with it. I think that if you honestly want to start a kid in hunting, take them shotgun hunting.
Shotgun hunting is probably going to give them more action than early season, or something. I don't know.
If you honestly want your kid to grow up loving hunting and loving bow hunting, the crossbow is not the way to go. That's my honest opinion. I
100% agree.
My kid's old enough. I'm not going to start him with a crossbow. He won't shoot a bow until he can pull a bow back.
Mm.
I'll get him one of the little starter bows that obviously can't kill deer or anything with.
You got a plastic one upstairs, don't you?
Oh, yeah. The plastic targets, yeah. That's how he's going to start. And the day that he's able to pull enough weight to kill a deer is the day he'll go hunting with a bow. He will not use a crossbow. I just don't agree with that. I think compound bows or archery it's just the way it is. That's the way it should be.
Archery was meant, our natives, all the way back in hundreds of years ago, what was it? It was compound. Everything was compound.
Yeah,
you go all the way back to freaking war days. Like hundreds of years ago, war. They were shooting natives. I mean, it doesn't matter. Do you go back in history, the Chinese, Asian culture, they hell archers over there. It was compound. Yeah. It was always compound.
I think crossbow hunting has just gotten more popular, honestly, than it should have. When it started in Illinois, you had to be over a certain age or have an injury or something.
I think it was 65, or you physically had a shoulder injury.
Yeah, basically like a doctor's note when you're in school.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it was.
And I don't know why they got away from that. I don't think that they should have.
See, now that you've spoken, I want to take back what I said about you're 8, you're 12. It's okay. I can understand it, but at the same time, I 100% agree with you. Or it's I don't think that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
To do because it's a cheat code.
It's
a freaking cheat code.
I mean, you're basically shooting an arrow out of a gun. That's what you're doing. In essence, that's what you're doing. You're shooting an arrow out of a gun.
That last hunt we had, you didn't have the angle on that doe when she was broadside. Mm-hmm. Dude, she had to have been no more max. I'm guessing 70 max.
Yeah.
Because she was on the other side of that cedar where the camera was. And I'm guessing that cedar's probably 50.
Yeah.
From the top of that tree stand. You're telling me right now, if you had a crossbow and you hand it to me, because I was filming, I could have smoked her at 58, 62.
Yeah.
I aim a little low because it's dead quiet. We have wind, but it's late season. I aim a little low, going 440 foot a second.
Yeah, dude, it's
420. I'm smoking her. She ain't getting out of that. I'm gonna smoke her. Stable. I'm confident in the shot. I can make that shot.
Yeah. No.
To her with a bow, an actual compound bow. Nah. I don't want to shoot past 40, personally.
It's a stretch out there, dude. I mean, that's a long shot. I mean, yeah, we can do it. Noah practices a lot summertime shooting 70 and stuff. But when you're in a tree stand, when it's freaking 10 degrees outside and your muscles are all cold, are you really, really wanting to take that shot?
Yeah.
With a crossbow, pull it up, pull the trigger.
Yeah, that's it. It's a cheat code.
I don't agree with it. It's not bow hunting. I don't agree with it.
I don't like it.
With that being said, should crossbows have their own season? Like shotgun season. Should there be a season where it's okay, it's bow season, but you can hunt with crossbows?
That's an interesting take. And I agree with that, to where I would say you have your archery season, shotgun season, muzzleloader. You put in there crossbow season.
Yeah.
To where, hey, you get this full week, you get this full week, and you get this full week. So October's a week, November you get a week, and December you get a week.
Yeah.
And then end the season, let's just say you get 3 days in January, because the majority of seasons end in January. Yeah. I would say probably 85% of them.
Right.
That'd make my day.
I mean, because honestly,
you don't have crossbow hunters 3.5 months straight.
And if you look at the numbers, I haven't, which maybe I should start doing more research on these podcasts before we start doing them. But what are the numbers on the deer population or deer that have been killed during archery season since they've allowed crossbows to be used all year round?
That'd be wild to see that.
Has the numbers gone up, or has it honestly stayed the same? I don't know. Mm. I mean, maybe the people that were using crossbows were just using bows before and still killing deer. I don't know. But I personally feel like the numbers have probably gone up.
Yeah.
But what's to say they don't have it?
And nothing
season for crossbows.
That's a good point, but nothing against my dad. I mean, he shot 3 or 4 does this year. Mm-hmm. Granted, he's an ethical hunter, but he told me one night, he's like, I about pulled the trigger on that big doe at 60. He was very tempted with that crossbow.
Yeah.
But he's ethical. He knows, hey, if I screw this up, going to wound her she's going to suffer. I don't want to do that.
Right.
But you know how many people are out there? They don't care. They're sending it.
There's a lot of people that
quite a few.
I mean, it is hard to pass on deer. Like if there's a deer, at 70 yards, and you have a crossbow in your hand, are you gonna be like, I think I can make that shot? What if it's a 200-inch deer?
They're shooting him.
You're taking that shot.
You're taking that shot. I don't care who. Yeah.
If I'm hunting with a crossbow, I'm taking that shot.
Yeah.
Even with my compound bow, if there's a 200-inch deer at 70 yards,
you're going to dial down.
I'm pretty confident in shooting to 50, 60 yards. 70 yards is a little stretch for me. But I'm going to try, dude.
You're going to dial and you're going to hope for the best.
I'm going to try. Yeah. So, I mean, but a crossbow definitely gives you that advantage of in your head, you're like, well, this arrow is traveling at 440 feet per second, dude.
Yeah, that's like...
This thing's moving.
Like when you think of it, 400, that's like the lower end nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Like
dude.
Barnett, Raven, 10-point crossbows. Like 400 is like almost like the entry speed of like crossbows.
It's stupid, dude.
And
these arrows are moving at the speed of bullets.
Yeah, and those bullets got some freaking torque. I'm okay. I'm okay with the older guy or gal. 100%. 50 up. Or shoulder injuries or anything like that. The older class, 100%. I get it. Like they may not be able to get out as much physically. Takes a toll on them going from the truck down the ravine up to the stand. Everything's just harder for them. I 100% agree with that. The kid thing, now that you really spoke on it.
Yeah, would you let your kid, the day you have a kid, would you let him go to the crossbow? Dude, you got a 4-year-old shooting 160-inch deer with crossbows.
Yeah, that's just...
What kind of 4-year-old gets to shoot a 160-inch deer?
No joke.
That's going to be another topic we talk about, but
I personally, I would talk pretty badly about the crossbow community. If I had a kid, I'd be like, no, you ain't never touching one of them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not for the crossbow thing.
I do like the season thing though. If would people be okay if it was like, hey, you get this week.
Oh, people that shoot crossbows are pissed.
Yeah, they would.
But
yeah.
I mean,
but then again,
just think about it. They didn't even get to use them before.
Yeah. But then again, we don't know the numbers.
We don't know the numbers.
So the numbers could equal out. Like crossbow started, let's just say Illinois, I don't know. For instance, it's an example, I don't know. 2012.
Yeah.
Have all those archery numbers since 2012 with crossbows being included. Have they all just stayed the same?
Yeah.
Or is it all compound? You hit 2012 and it was like, holy, we are killing way more deer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I mean, every year I look at the number of deer killed during the shotgun season.
Yeah.
I see it on the DNR website.
What were we this year? Like 90?
It was crazy. It was
90,000, something like that?
Like 15,000 more than last year or something like that.
I think the past 2 or 3 years it's upped significantly.
And that's just for shotgun,
That's just for people who call them in and do it legally.
Yeah. What about the guys that are shooting 3 deers on one tag? 3 deers? Wow. Wow.
Yo, fishes.
3 deer on one tag,
Yeah.
It's like, those are just, the legal numbers.
And then all those deer that people shoot and wound because they're not ethical. And then, the deer run off and die. And it's like, well, you're never going to find that one.
Or the deer that are poached, like the one we found.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But no, we have pretty strong stances on crossbows for, you're just perfectly healthy guy.
If you're perfectly healthy.
Older.
And you can, to me, if you're perfectly healthy and you can pull your minimum draw weight for your state, 45 pounds, I believe, is Illinois. Some others may be 42, 40. I feel like if you can legally draw that weight, then you are legally obligated to go up for the challenge of compound bow hunting.
Yes. I mean, hunting is called hunting. It's not called killing. So why should you make it easier?
Yeah.
I mean, it's bow hunting,
not
not killing. You're shooting a crossbow. 90% of the time, you're gonna kill the animal that you're shooting at because usually you're pretty close to it. I mean, within 40 yards, I'd say.
Yeah, 100% agree. But that's 3 topics. That's pretty quick.
Yeah, I think we nailed those topics out pretty good. I think that was pretty decent.
So if you got any opinions, leave them in the comments. It's our first podcast, so we'll
try to be better. If you guys have any opinions on how we did or whatever, what we could do to improve it.
Yeah.
We are in my basement, so if you hear weird noises, that's just my family upstairs.
That's all good though. But yeah, you're gonna hear some stories, but we're gonna try to nail these topics instead of just kind of milking the clock.
Yeah, we don't want to draw it out because I mean,
you came to listen.
Yeah.
So you want to know our opinions. You want to know the topics. Well, we're going to try to give it to you.
That's what we're trying to do. Yep. Just give you our topics and our opinions, and
yeah.
hopefully you guys give us some input back. If you like it, you hate us. You don't like us, you love us. I don't know. Whatever. Just give us some opinions.
That's it.
Peace.